Okay, we will go ahead and get started for today. So we are on day 2 of our virtual world tour, and today we are going to focus on the continent of South Africa. So let's get started. Or South America, sorry. So we're talking about South America today, and this is just a map of the different countries in South America. So you got Brazil is the biggest one right here. You got Argentina, Uruguay, Chile, and that is South America. Okay, so some fun facts about South America. There are 12 countries in South America with a total of more than 385 million people living on the continent. So when you looked at the map, there were only 12 countries on that entire map. And the largest country is Brazil. The country is covering more than half of the continent's landmass. And did you know that Brazil is almost slightly smaller than the US? So if you think of how big the US is, that's about how big Brazil is. So if we go back and look at the image of Brazil, so if you come back and you look at the map, and you look at Brazil right here, this is about how big the United States is. Hi, Johnny.
Hi.
Okay. So another fun fact about it's the largest city is Sao Paulo in Brazil, which has more than 1 million inhabitants. Sao Paulo is also one of the 10 biggest cities in the whole world. Okay. And do you guys know what this river is? This river. It's in South America, and it's the longest river. Do you guys know what the river is, though? Johnny?
The Nile River?
No, the Nile's actually in Africa, so we'll learn about that later in the week. This one is actually called the Amazon River. And the Amazon River is 4,000 miles. The Amazon is not only the second longest river in the world after the Nile, so see, it's close. This is the second largest one after the Nile, but also the Amazon carries more water than the world's other 10 biggest rivers combined. And do you guys know what languages they speak in South America? Any guesses? Go ahead, Johnny.
African?
African. Let's see. South America. Okay, well, one of the languages they speak in South America is Spanish. And it is the main language of most people in South American countries. And then after that, in Brazil, people speak Portuguese. So most people in Brazil speak Portuguese. And then in Sumerian, which was formerly a Dutch colony, the official language there is still Dutch. They still speak Dutch there. And then they also speak English as their second language. So like how we speak English as our first language, most of them speak it as their second language. Okay. And did you know that 2 of the 7 wonders of the world are in South America? Do you guys know what the 7 wonders of the world are? Have you ever heard of that?
There's the Grand Canyon. I know that one.
Okay. Yep, there are considered 7 wonders of the world, and 2 of the 7 are in South America. So let's look at them. So the first one is Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro. Go back. Okay, so hold on, we're gonna stop for a second. See if I can get that to go away. I don't know why the scribbles keep showing up on my computer, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so the Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro. The Art Deco style Christ the Redeemer statue has been looming over the Brazilians from upon Corcovado Mountain in an awe-inspiring state of eternal blessing since 1931. So it's been sitting up there for almost 100 years. It's got about 11 more years, and it's been up there 100 years. And it's the 130-foot reinforced concrete and soapstone statue, which is designed by Hector de Salva Costa and cost approximately $250,000 to build. That's a lot of money, isn't it, guys? $250,000. And much of the money was raised through donations, and the statue has become an easily recognized icon of Rio and Brazil. And that is just a picture of Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro. And that is considered one of the 7 wonders of the world. Okay? And that's one of them that's in South America. The second one in South America is Machu Picchu in Peru. It's an Incan city of sparkling granite precariously perched between 2 towering Andean peaks. And it's thought by scholars to have been a sacred archaeological center for the nearby Incan capital of Cusco. Built at the peak of the Incan Empire in the mid-1400s, this mountain cathedral was later abandoned by the Incas. The site remained unknown except to locals until about 1911, when it was rediscovered by archaeologist Herman Bingham. The site can only be reached by foot, train, or helicopter, and most visitors visit by train from nearby Cusco. So this was actually a Incan city many years ago. And this is a picture of what Machu Picchu looks like. How would you like to live in a city that's up in the mountains? It's between 2 peaks in a mountain. And like I said, this is one of the other. So this is one of the 7 wonders of the world. So there's Christ the Redeemer and Machu Picchu, both in South America. Okay. Do you guys know anything else that like Brazil or South America is known for? Go ahead, Johnny.
Soccer.
Soccer. Is there
Or
anything
football
else?
from the UK.
Football, yeah, they call it football. Can you guys think of anything else? There's a big celebration that happens in Brazil specifically every year. You guys know what that's called? If you've ever seen the movie Rio, you've maybe seen it. You've seen the big celebration that happens in Brazil every year. Okay. Carnival. Have you guys ever heard of Carnival in Brazil? So if you've ever watched the movie Rio, I know I've watched it a couple times. They talk about Carnival in there, but here are some fun facts that I found out about Carnival. So Rio's Carnival is registered on the Guinness Book as the biggest carnival in the world. So it's the biggest carnival in the world. And the carnival in Brazil is always held 40 days before Easter. So if you know anything about when Easter is, so when Ash Wednesday, they started the week before Ash Wednesday and they end Carnival on Ash Wednesday. So they celebrate for a whole week, this Carnival. And there are more than 2 million people that are on the streets every day during Carnival in Rio. How would you like to be surrounded by 2 million people every day just to watch this big Carnival and parade? Think that would be fun? Okay, so now we're going to look at some animals of South Africa. So I'm going to show you the picture first, and I want you guys to tell me if you know what the animal is, okay? And then I'll put the name out. You guys ready? First one. What animal is that lives in South America?
Cheetah.
Not a cheetah. It's close though, but it's not a cheetah. That is actually
Jaguar.
Jaguar, you're right. That is a jaguar. Okay, here's the next one. This is another animal that lives in South America.
A sloth.
A sloth. You are very right. That is a sloth. What about this one, guys? This is a hard one. You guys might not know this one. This is one of those animals that you can only find in South America. Okay? This animal is called a guanaco. Okay? Move this up here. And here is another one. Do you guys know what this animal is? You may have seen it at the zoo, maybe. I think I've seen them at the zoo. But they are mostly in South America. Do you guys know what this one is?
I can't see it.
Can't see it. This one right here is called a capybara. Let's see. Hopefully you guys can see this one. And then this is the last one. Do you guys know what animal this is that's under the water? This is a big manatee. They're big water animals that live in the oceans in South America. Okay. So, those are just some of the animals that live in South America. There are obviously lots of other animals you could think of that live there. Like I said, if you've ever seen the movie Rio and you watched it, it's about a bird and about, I think it's called a scarlet macaw, and those are known for living in South America. Now, there is another interesting thing about South America. In South America is also the Amazon rainforest. So I know if you get onto our site that we have up for you guys, I know Miss Cindy made a slideshow about the Amazon rainforest, but I am going to show you just a couple of fun facts about the Amazon rainforest in a video. So let's pull that up. Okay, so these are just some fun facts about the Amazon rainforest.
Amazon rainforest for kids. Where is the Amazon rainforest? The Amazon rainforest is found in South America. The rainforest spreads across 9 countries and is so big that if it was a country, it would be the 9th biggest in the world.
So if you guys can see the picture, you see that it spreads across all these countries down in South America. And like I just said, if it was its own country, just the Amazon rainforest was its own country, it would be about the 9th biggest country in the world.
The Amazon rainforest is known as the lungs of the planet. It produces more than 20% of the world's oxygen. More than half of all species of plants and animals known to man live in the rainforest. There are around 40,000 plant species, 1,300 bird species, 3,000 types of fish, 430 mammals, and 2.5 million different insects. There are also many deadly animals, including electric eels, flesh-eating piranhas, poison dart frogs, jaguars, and some seriously venomous snakes. The loudest animal in the rainforest is the toucan. It can be heard from almost a kilometer away. In the Amazon, it rains about every 4 days in a week. That's a lot of rain.
So think about that. How would you guys like it because in the Amazon, it rains about every 4 days in a week. So every 4 days, we'd have another rain. Kind of like it's been raining a lot the last couple days, especially in the mornings. How would you guys like it if it rained every 4 days?
That can add up to 10 meters of water a year. That is the same height as a 3-story building. The top branches and leaves of the trees are so thick that the Amazon floor is always dark. Spooky. In fact, it's so thick that when it rains, it takes about 10 minutes for the water to reach the ground. The Amazon rainforest is home to the world's largest waterfall, the Santo Angel Waterfall, which is 979 meters tall. It is home to the Iguana Falls, which has roughly 275 waterfalls. There are around 400 to 500 tribes that call the Amazon rainforest home. Around 50 of these have never had contact with the outside world. The Amazon has lost about 20% of its area in the last 30 to 40 years. Over 60 to 80% of all trees being cut down is due to cattle ranching. An average of 137 species are driven into extinction every day. It is estimated that within 100 years, there will be no rainforest left. The Amazon rainforest is a very precious place on Earth, and we need to protect it to make sure it survives for years to come.
Okay, so if you think about that, think about what they were saying. Over the last many years, the Amazon rainforest trees have been cut down for people to use it for other things. And if it keeps going at the rate it's going, someday we may not have the Amazon rainforest anymore. So are there any fun or interesting facts that you guys know about South America that I haven't covered today, or anything you want to add about South America? Okay, well, if no one knows anything else about South America, that is what we're talking about today. Tomorrow, I believe, is we're talking about Africa. So, is it tomorrow we're talking about Africa, or is it the next day? I can't remember. Yep, tomorrow we are talking about Africa. So be ready to talk about and learn some new interesting things about Africa tomorrow. Otherwise, have a great rest of your afternoon, guys, and I hope to see you tomorrow.
Bye.
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 Bye, Johnny. Bye, Johnny.